everyone, and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your daily dose of the internet for Tuesday, June 5th, 2018. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I don't have a pun name again.
How dare you? I realized I should have also asked you, did you get the names written down?
Yeah, I wrote down the names, but I didn't have enough time to look up a pun name.
That's fine. I just wanted to double check. In any case, please remember, everybody, you can help support this show by going to patreon.com/dailyinternet, which thank you very much to our newest patron, Mr. Mick Thompson. We love you, sir, and we miss your face, and thank you for supporting the show.
I love that guy.
We do. We love that guy immensely. Beyond that, even beyond our love for him, that will never die, or whatever. Anyway, we are holding an Ask Us Anything that is occurring on episode 500. This is episode 480, so we got about 20 episodes to go. If you would like to contribute to that, there is a pinned post on Facebook. There is a pinned post on our subreddit, which is reddit.com/r/iReaditCast. You can also send us questions to any of our social media, which is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, all of which are also at iReaditCast. You can send them directly to me at Schwahn Michael on social media or Nathan at Bimmenstein. You can also send them to us in an email to iReadit@mjolnir.media. So, Mr. No Pun Name today, how are you?
I'm doing all right. I tried to call in sick, and then I couldn't, so I went to work sick. I'm not feeling the greatest, but you know, I could always be more healthy.
Were they just too busy today?
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Gross.
It's fucking aggravating. I really just want one day where there's nobody, literally nobody.
What would you do with that day?
I would catch up on work there.
Such as?
Working FEDs, district and superior cases, as well as small claims.
How understaffed are you guys over there?
I think we're down 2 or 3 people at the moment, on top of a couple people having left.
Sure. So, a lot.
Yeah. Very bare bones.
Which, I mean, that's kind of a lot of where the entire state is right now, so.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a fucking tax here in Anchorage.
We don't have money.
Yeah.
So, in any case, would you like to go ahead and just jump in and talk about the news?
Yeah, sure.
5.
Direct coupling of the Higgs boson to the top quark has been observed.
This was submitted by Dormus Jessup to our science.
So, science. What that all basically meant is that it is a concept that is now a reality within particle physics, in which we didn't know why things had mass. And we had a concept of it, which is basically this.
Isn't it like because Jesus died for your sins or something?
No,
that's why we have mass.
That's
It's a pun.
Yes, I think. I don't know. I'm not educated enough in religion to answer that question, but that something along those lines. But why we physically have mass? Because things like
I used to go every Sunday. I was fairly physically having mass.
It's a pun.
Things like light do not have mass. Nothing? No? Okay. But stuff like we...
I mean, I could have really devolved there and been like, yeah, but you know what does have mass? Your mom. But your mom's like a really nice lady, and I don't want
to... Anyway, so what it is, they had this theory about... Basically what it is a nanoparticle bonding with another nanoparticle to give it a level of weight and substance to create mass. And that theory actually only first appeared 6 years ago in 2012, and 6 years later we are actually able to observe it and prove that that is the reason that we have mass. Whereas, like, that bonding doesn't exist in things like light.
That's interesting.
It is. Now, in terms of, like, what does this mean for science? Not much.
It means that everyone has a quirk, and the hero of My Hero Academia fandom is going to go crazy.
Yes. And not only do we have a quark, we have billions, trillions, quintillions of quarks.
That's a lot of quarks.
Yep. Get wrecked, nerd.
Yeah.
See, what it is actually all of them are a power-up, and the other one is an anti-power-up, and it's always an even number.
Oh, man. That's the shit.
So that's why we're just basic humans.
damn, we're all basic bitches.
Yep, and that's what makes the characters in My Hero Academia special, is that they actually managed to have an odd number.
Oh, that's fairly odd.
Damn.
It's a pun.
Okay. In any case...
But, I mean, I had to. We had to get even.
It's a pun.
Don't be irrational.
It's a pun.
You know too many math jokes.
I mean, I have to.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. In any case, in terms of what it means for science, not much. It is a confirmation of a theory that basically just explains a portion of existence.
That's cool.
And that's about it. There's not even really much of a next step to go from here.
Yeah, well, but can it also see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Maybe.
Okay, then I'm interested.
Also, they love Cinnamon Toast Crunch because it's a crunchy cereal and it's covered in sugar and cinnamon.
Wow. Fascinating.
Yes.
Can you imagine if they made like a Nutella Toast Crunch?
Maybe. I mean, initially I scoffed, but I really freaking love French Toast Crunch, so...
Is that the one where they're shaped in tiny French, like as little tiny French toast?
Yeah, they look like little pieces of bread.
Sure.
And it's delicious. Anyway, doctors hail world first as woman's advanced breast cancer is eradicated.
So submitted by Mumbai to our science.
Now this is a medical breakthrough, and one that we care about because science did something incredible. This woman had advanced breast cancer. She was going to die. It had completely spread throughout her entire body, and she was planning her death.
And then it was destroyed?
They were able to successfully treat her with a very unique form of immunotherapy that uses the patient's own immune cells to destroy the cancer cells. So
okay.
What they did, and this is not something that you can rely on yet, but it is something that has the potential to just be a cure for cancer. And the way that it works is that when you have cancer, your body's natural response is to attack it. And normally it doesn't work, normally because either cells don't know what to do, they're not strong enough, there's not enough of them, or there's some sort of anti-measure. Normally a combination of all of those. So what they did is they went inside and took a small piece of her cancer, of her tumor, and took it out, and took a whole bunch of her white blood cells, and then kept on using them, and kept on making more of them and sending them against the white blood cells until they found the ones that had the specific proteins that would be able to quickly and easily break down the tumor and the cancer. And then took those white blood cells and made 80 billion of them and put them back into her body, and it went, get the fuck out, cancer.
So why hasn't this been done earlier?
I couldn't tell you that part. I can just tell you what they did.
That's interesting.
I
feel like Big Pharma is going to be real upset about this.
Probably, but at this point in time, I mean, it's not even gotten past tape. What is that level of testing called? I completely forgot the name of what that step is. Damn.
I couldn't tell you.
Clinical trials. That's the word I'm looking for.
Gotcha.
It would need intense clinical trials to see how effective the therapy can be in other cancer patients. Because while on principle it could work for many, many different types of cancer, there's not a guarantee that it'll help everybody. And so really it comes down to how many will it help compared to the burden on the person as well as what we need to do it. But it is a major step because it did literally cure completely you are about to die cancer. 100%. She is completely cancer-free and is living a healthy life. She went on a 40-mile hike recently.
I find it interesting because that just seems like it's been a good idea. Like, it seems like that's what you should have done in the first place.
Well, you got
that just seems like an answer.
One thing to be aware of is technology and the ability to implement it. Like, even like 10 years ago, what they did probably wouldn't have been possible.
Sure.
Because we're getting so much better on science at a cellular level. So this is probably going to be somewhere along the lines of a safe and effective solution, but we still need to get better at what they did.
You just need practice doing it.
And make it faster and more efficient.
Well, I mean, yeah. That's
because ideally,
practice.
what we could do, because there's a potential of, instead of having to, do surgery on them, take part of their cancer out, then filter out their white blood cells, do the test to find the strong white blood cells, and then culture and make a whole bunch more of those. Ideally, instead, we can just find a white blood cell that is able to fight a vast majority of types of cancer, and then that is a less invasive procedure.
Sure, but that doesn't mean we can't be doing what just happened there.
So,
like, all of that seems fairly straightforward when it comes to getting rid of something.
Mm-hmm. But
it is literally sifting through all of your variables. It is like the basis for science.
Yeah, and I mean, it worked, which is awesome. And here's just hoping that they find a improvement to take this farther.
Yeah, here's hoping, because, like, cancer sucks.
Cancer sucks. Hashtag fuck cancer. Mick Thompson is in the chat room. Him and his brother Maxim say hi. Hello, Mick, and we thanked you at the beginning of the show.
Hey, Max. Hey, Mick.
But
Max, you need to sit down with me and make some D&D characters. Peter's not dying.
Mick, we thanked you at the beginning of the show, but we will thank you again now that you are here, and that is thank you for becoming a patron to our Patreon and pledging your support. As we have Nathan is currently using his cell phone right now to do the show, and I appreciate him for being adaptable in that aspect. And thank you to all of our Patreon subscribers. We've actually been not doing anything with our Patreon money for the last several months and just kind of tucking it away in our PayPal account, trying to build it up, because today I was able to order Nathan a new computer.
Yeah.
And so it is thanks to everyone that supports us that we're able to do that. So thank you to everyone that is a subscriber to our Patreon and wants to support this show and has purchased our merchandise. I thank you so much, because it is what actually allows us. It's what allowed me to get my computer that allows us to do all this streaming to multiple places, because before it would literally crash because my old computer couldn't handle it. It's why we're able to get a new computer for Nathan so that his computer will actually turn on.
Yeah.
So
right now it's not. I tried it like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I believe you. I'm sorry, but we should be able to have your new computer. Your computer is supposed to arrive in pieces, but it's supposed to all arrive by Thursday evening, which means that sometime over the weekend we can probably get it set up.
It's good, because we'll need to take the better pieces out of this computer, because I think there's some alright stuff there.
I can look. I highly doubt it, but I can look.
Yeah. I would say, like, the graphics card was pretty good.
4 Texas prison guards fired, and the major resigns after allegedly planting evidence in inmate cell.
This is submitted by Undue Influence to our news.
Take one guess as to why, Nathan.
I couldn't tell you.
It is something that I complain about very often when it comes to any type of the justice system that isn't the actual, like, judge and jury themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It is because they had to meet a disciplinary quota.
Quotas.
Yep. And that infuriates me because it's stupid. There should not be a quota on punishing people.
Well, I mean, you gotta have a quota on punishing people. Otherwise, you can't punish the people who are supposed to punish people.
Yeah, it baffles me. It's one of the reasons that we have cops doing stupid things, and it's the reason that these guys did stupid things. Because they had an email from the captain of the prison that was ordering officers to write up prisoners or they would be facing disciplinary consequences themselves, but they needed reasons to write prisoners up. So they were planting screwdrivers in inmate cells so that they could write them up for having weapons.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. So 4 guards have been fired. The major, who is actually the one who gave them, you just take these screwdrivers, put them in there and stuff like that, he has resigned. Normally cases like this are very difficult to prove, but they had very substantial evidence, and so they were just like, well, this is
so
bad.
Just because they get fired, that's nice, but are they going to prison?
Mm-mm.
That's stupid. They literally fucked people.
Yep. Well, maybe not literally, but
that's real stupid. All of those guys need to go to a prison.
Something should happen. I don't like how prison is so often the go-to answer for so many crimes in America, because I feel like prison in itself is very ineffective. But
right,
yes,
but when you're a guard and you are causing people to stay in your prison longer through fraudulent things, I feel like it's fairly safe to say that going to that prison and serving a sentence is a good and just thing.
Sure. It's thematic. There's a level of delightful irony in them doing that and then getting sent to prison themselves.
Yeah, it's good. It's like an eye for an eye or some shit.
Manafort tried to tamper with potential witnesses, says United States Special Counsel.
This is submitted by Sometimes Why to Our Politics.
So, you fuck up, Nathan.
Yeah.
And your immediate thought is, let me try and weasel my way around some things to get myself out of my first fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
When apparently you weren't sneaky enough to get away with the first fuck up.
Okay.
What makes you think you should try to weasel your way out of it?
Because the president tweeted that he can pardon himself, and that really makes you feel like you're part of his circle, so you're going to fuck up because you're guaranteed to get pardoned.
I guess. Maybe. That's unfortunately a very valid argument, which I don't appreciate you making. But you are right that there's a very heavy...
Just look at all the other people he's pardoned.
Yeah.
Arpaio, De Souza. What was the other fucking guy? There's one more guy.
I don't remember. In any case, so Paul Manafort, who was discovered as... I mean, he was...
Scooter. Fucking Scooter.
Scooter! Paul Manafort was one of the higher-ups in the Trump campaign committee and had a large amount of illegal involvements with Russia and Ukraine by going through Ukraine. Now, none of it appears to be
Even his daughters think this guy's a fucking crazy dude.
Yeah. And so, the vast majority of... I'm sorry. So I have the article pulled up, and there's a video playing, and there's at one point that's Paul Manafort with like a couple security guards walking down like a sidewalk, like towards, I don't know where they were headed, but there's like, you know, rails and people on the sides, and some dude throws a fucking Russian flag at him. Okay, anyway. So while he is awaiting these felony charges, he is on house arrest, because of course he is. And while he was on house arrest, I don't know why he didn't think that he wasn't being watched, but he sent emails, text messages, and made phone calls to several of the witnesses that are being called that are out of Ukraine, and basically tried to convince them to say something different, basically sabotage the case by not being truthful in their testimony. Well, you don't think they're, like, oh, God, I can't even form sentences. You're being investigated by the special counsel of the FBI, get found out, and you think you're going to be able to send a text message without the FBI seeing it?
Absolutely. Why would they? I mean, it's not like they're watching, right?
Yeah, it's not like they're watching. It's not like they'd be watching every last thing you do, especially with how high of a flight risk he is.
Yo, Manafort. I was in the comments in one of those, and someone said Manafort got Manafucked.
Nice.
And then it devolved into a bunch of like MTG stuff.
Yeah, I believe
so
it.
I think I figured out what I would have Manafort as for a land.
And that is?
Manafort is a legendary land.
Okay.
It has the extort ability. So when you cast a spell, you can pay black or white and extort your opponent. It has tap, add a black to your mana pool, or sacrifice a minion, tap, add 3 black to your mana pool.
Right on.
I feel like that's fitting.
In any case, shall we move on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he says.
1.
France starts work on revolutionary Alzheimer's village where patients will be able to roam almost free.
This was submitted by Mad as a Hatter to Our World News.
So, France is wanting to take a different approach to people that are suffering from dementia-related conditions such as Alzheimer's. And what it is, they're wanting to build essentially what is close to like a medieval-style village. Now, obviously, it'll have modern amenities. Thank you for the word. But basically what it is you are able to roam free within the village. You can walk around. There's stores. There's stuff for you to do. You know, you can go to the shop if you want a place to work. You can do that. And as long as you basically stay somewhat within the village, you're able to just live life within that space. And it allows them to not only have to remove a lot of the medications that Alzheimer's patients take, but it also reduces a lot of anxiety since they aren't trapped in it, don't feel trapped in an area, and it improves the level of happiness since it's more of like a retirement community rather than like
sounds more like a leper colony.
A leper colony, damn.
Sounds to me like these people don't want their Alzheimer's patients in their fucking city. So they made their own city for them.
I mean, if it makes the people happier?
Yeah, you know what? It made people happier initially.
What's that?
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem? Australia?
Damn. That made no one happy.
And look what came of that. We got Australia. Damn.
Australia now, pretty fucking lit. At least the areas, well, I guess everything's trying to kill you there.
Literally everything.
The areas with lots of tourism is fucking lit.
Got it. I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me! Nathan, what did you care about in the last 24 hours?
That I'm not feeling very well, and I kind of want to sleep.
Yeah? Do you have D&D?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay, that's good.
I did, but all of my D&D stuff is on my computer.
Oh, sucks to suck, bro.
Yeah. So I really need to find that boot disk.
Yeah, you
so
should.
I can take all of that stuff off of there.
Not only should you find it so you can take that stuff off, we're also going to need it for your new computer.
Yeah.
So you should find it. In any case. The thing I cared about in the last 24 hours is video game related, and that is Nintendo announced that they are going to be releasing an officially licensed Nintendo GameCube controller for the Nintendo Switch.
About time.
Which is,
I mean, you could already use GameCube controllers on the Switch.
Yeah, with an adapter. You just have the little USB adapter, which is cool. It's also it's cool because it's an officially licensed one, and they're releasing it right alongside the new Smash Brothers game on Switch. The thing that irritates me, though, is that Nintendo has also announced that they are not in a tie with this announcement. They've previously announced, or stated, it's not really an announcement if you're just saying that fuck everybody. Anyway, they are not going to be having a virtual console on Switch, so there will be no virtual console GameCube games. So it kind of feels like a slap in the face with a wet noodle that you're telling me you're not going to be bringing virtual GameCube games to the Switch, but you will sell me a GameCube controller.
It's just because the GameCube controller was the superior controller. Just ask any Smash Bros. Melee player.
No, I know, and that's why they're releasing it for the Switch, for Smash. But at the same time, like, there's so many good games from GameCube, or from Nintendo in general, and because they're Nintendo, they don't get ported fucking anywhere. And it irks me.
So what you do is you buy a Nintendo Wii U. Because the Nintendo Wii U is now able to be homebrewed. Then you homebrew it, and you just emulate whatever fucking games you want.
You can also do that with a Switch already as well.
I didn't know that. Even better.
They've already hacked the Switch and fully jailbroke it so that you can do whatever you want with it.
There you go.
But I would rather it just work, Nathan.
Yeah, life doesn't work like that.
I know. You ready to get out of here, though?
Yeah.
Cool. One quick thing, everybody. Our show tomorrow will be late. It should be around 7 p.m. Alaska time. I have a doctor's appointment right after work tomorrow, so I will be busy doing that, and then we will pick up the show afterwards. Beyond that, we will be holding that Ask Us Anything on episode 500. Please submit those questions anywhere and everywhere that you can get in contact with us. Those places are, of course, during the live shows at 6 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube, Monday through Thursday. You can also find the show on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, all of which have messaging options, as well as my personal social media, Schwahn Michael, and Nathan's at Bimmenstein. Email us, which is iReadit at Mjolnir.media, or go to our subreddit, which is reddit.com/r/iReaditcast. Get those questions in. Support us any way you can, whether it's supporting us as Mick did on Patreon, which is patreon.com/dailyinternet. You can share the show on any of those social media platforms to help other people discover the show. Maybe they'll like it too. And if you have anything you want us to talk about, whether it's just a random topic or if it's a news story from within the last 150 years or longer, I don't care, send it to us again on any of those platforms. And that's it, everybody. That's your 480th dose of the internet. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I'm out of here.
And please remember, everybody.
Well, I didn't vote for you.
Bye.
Bye.
He sounds so lively.
It hurts.